fill into the slot very quickly. Obviously, Metals has been a fantastic performer overall on this year. Superstar performances at times as well. Certainly a force to be reckoned with if you're the new guys on the squad for a Nasty or a Kremp to deal with.
100% Metals really was. I remember years ago when a lot of the Spanish players started to break out. Metals was always the one that stood out within the European region. Now, I've had a cycle through, of course, of nearly every single prominent Spanish player in this roster at this stage. Of course, Real sitting there on the sub side of things as well. Interested to see if he does get a run in this team. But irrelevant of that, Miami Heretics have gone through a bit of a rough patch here, looking to try and change it around up against LA Thieves with the new look roster, looking to try and get something done themselves. Metals will kick it off the kill over towards P1. A little bit of control already for the side of Heretics.
Yeah, super strong opening break. Get effectively that 4-man wipe right about the same time. Get right back inside of the hills. So right now for LA Thieves, funnily enough, actually going on the flank. Nasty just took the wide route as well to try to pinch this time. So you see Thieves looking to fight for it, and the fight is going to be successful. The nade and the gunny on point. Ghosty actually just racking up the nice little kill feed. In the meantime, though, LA Thieves do the one thing they don't want to. Flip spawns, lose it for P2. They haven't yet figured it out. Now, as the gunfight's going to go through, they turn around, but they've completely bottled this rotation. They did not read those spawns at all.
Bit arrogance there from Thieves, maybe to push forward just a little bit too long. In the end, though, they're just going to find a break immediately, so it didn't really matter. 53 seconds remaining. It's a really nice break coming through from Thieves. 4 kills for Nasty to help that out. Spawns towards the back here for Heretics. Going to look for a break from this side, but it's going to be tough. Kills over towards the middle of the map, looking like Kremp's going to have to win an important gunfight. Goes on to lose it, but he's the only one to. His Metals will fall after that as well. Nice break back from Thieves, but yeah, for that rotation, you would have liked to see it look a little cleaner, and they were in a really good spot for it. In the end, they do win it back in.
I mean, it's for both the teams, right? Like, you had LA Thieves not block the back spawn. It opens up for the entire team, and then everybody on Miami goes and sacks the hill, and they leave up the back spawn, and it's the pinch that comes through for the player that just spawned in the back and broke it down. So yes, both teams not reading the spawn system, not an easy thing to do in this game, but certainly feeling the pain because of it. On the rotation, though, Thieves, very solid lead for the moment. Nasty is 7-2 start as well, so the gunny hot for Thieves, and that rotation, maybe not the best thing. Eric Boom just gonna shut it down. Little bit of help from the third gunfight, but nice cruddy spot in the back. That is a clean 4-man wipe on a money hill. Heretics looking to get right back in the swing of things.
That's a cruddy spot that wins you the rotation and may well win you a good chunk of time. Oh, Fecal Nelly found the second. Eric Boom will be there to clean it up. Ghosty firing a couple of shots out. Is all going to be on Kremp to maybe find a break from the other side. Nobody really watching it here for Heretics.
Oh,
potential pinch opportunity. How on earth is he being able to get all the way towards that backside? Heretics now on a swivel. Have to turn around, have to deal with him. They do manage to deal with one of the players, and that's only Ghosty. After all, we'll find one from the front, but looking like a break coming through from Thieves, thanks to Kremp just slipping in the net.
And that's like, you know, I might have had the same thing the players did. I took my eye off the minimap for just a second. By the time you look back, there's already a mistake rolling through. And I mean, Thieves end up turning that around. This could have been a full 60, especially for the way that hill started. But a little bit of luck, a little bit of magic, and maybe help from the other team sort of messing up just a little bit. So Thieves, instead of it being all tied up, have a nice little lead going into new. They don't have the power positions, though. Heretics, it's going to be lucky at pop and equal around for some errant kills as well. Looking to distract these Thieves players before they get to that new time, but right now it's a kill fest. Neither team collecting any time.
The Thieves, it's a nice break to find, right? We've seen their stats at the beginning of the game. I mean, it was off one map up against Optic Texas, but they've at least found some breaks in this game. Worked out for Thieves. 2 hills in a row. Healthy little lead. Gunfight that Lucky is going to win up against Nasty over towards the bridge side. Can try and control the map from there. But Eric Boom is going to be the real problem here for Thieves. You do getting somebody up top of the kills. Starting to go Thieves' way as well as some points, but free for Eric, and they need to get rid of him. Just playing his life up top. I say that as he just dives down. A little bit of time. Doesn't win the gunfight. Ghosty will now be able to pick up a few seconds, but for the side of Heretics, the rotation is in. Keep an eye on Kremp again. Seems to have slipped the net. He is going to get towards those back spawns, so get away for the rest of his team to come on through, and they need to get rid of Vehicle first, though.
And I think Metals might be the guy to pick it up, right? I think Vehicle's worried about the guys coming off rotation, but they turn around. So yeah, Metals actually caught completely unaware. Nobody on Heretics has kept track of this man. That is twice that Kremp has just found the way through, but he shoots his gun maybe a bit preemptively, but now it's a distraction. 2 players on Heretics stuck around the time, looking 2 different directions, and you got Kremp moving in for the break. Can't get it. You strip away a bit of extra time. And in the meantime, on the minimap, Afro's also sort of keeping players at bay. So you have Eric Boom right now and Metals just around the hill doing their dance to try to just stay as live as long as they possibly can. And frankly, doing a decent job of it. But eventually, the floodgates break. LA Thieves make their way through potentially to collect these final 20 seconds. Looks like those kills are going to put the stamp on it. A little bit of a mixy series of events there, Ton. But LA Thieves, again, happy for the chaos, come out on top.
Took Thieves around 15 seconds or so to find that opportune moment. They will pick up the final few seconds and have themselves a nice healthy lead heading into the next rotation of hills. And I mean, for me, look at it. I mean, Krebs sitting at 3 and 11, but a couple of these kills that he has actually found have been super important for Thieves to try and find a break. Specifically, you think back to P3, bit fortuitous to manage to find a route through anyway, but relevant of that, finds it. Thieves find themselves in the lead now. P1 control though here for the side of Miami Heretics. 20 seconds gone. Thieves just struggling to get some top 3 control right now.
Do they want to go?
Yeah.
I mean, look, Todd, this is just so slow. That just took them like 20 seconds to kill one guy top 3. Nasty made it to the bridge, but he hasn't even taken a gunfight yet on this life. Finally, he's able to win one, but that is honestly just like 2 passive play coming out to exchange away so much time. And for a team that had the lead for the better part of it, they're just going to get slammed, but like spent back to the spawn once again over by Coop. And I mean, that is a pace that is going to be maybe difficult to deal with, as obviously the game all tied up going over towards new, but this time no cheeky spawns rolling through. Heretics are going to know for a fact that this flank is coming in as they get set up on P2.
It is a weird one, wasn't it? You could see they were all set up and it's just like nobody was making the move. Ghosty gets himself in the top right, so maybe a break through his side of things. One player slips through the back alley though. Nobody watching here for the side of Heretics. Got on yourself on a spin. Need to find the gunfight. Afro just can't quite land the bullets. Nasty is here to pick up the back of Dyna, and all of a sudden the push can start to come on through, trying to stay alive. You are Heretics, bit of a mixy one here, and they've managed to keep a hold of it. Looked like Thieves were in a really good position to do something with it, but Heretics pick up the majority of the time. 2 kills from Metals will help solidify that. 24 seconds remaining here on P2. It's been on the side of Heretics, and they're going to be the first ones over towards P3 as well. Starting to heat up into this game. Thieves seem to be dropping off.
Yeah, and you see the value of sort of like leaving those back spawns open. At the start of the hill, big problem. At the end time of the hill, after like even the 40-second marker, you want to have the LA Thieves spawning on the deep left side, because that makes this rotation incredibly easy, incredibly clear. Nasty might pick up a kill over towards Junk, but you're getting a Coop side spawn. You know, all the pressure right now should be coming on the top side of the map, and you got Vehicle keeping things under control. So the Vamos right now on point. The rotation is solid, and we get a special treat going into a Miami Heretics. Listen in.
No le he dado, no le he dado.
Le voy. Hay dos muertos.
Aguanta tu vida.
Dale uno men por med de cara. Un tiro literal de pipa, ¿verdad?
Buena. Baja al fondo, Sidor. Está holdeando
Tiene
Sidor.
una piña, ha tocado.
Voy a piñar, creo yo también.
Se cruza Nasty, tocado.
Voy a echar por derecha yo.
Está más en pilares cerca, un tiro. Pilares cerca.
En el coche de parking, close,
Y
izquierda.
parking.
Sigue aguantando Eric, que no sumen ellos.
Basura Ghosty, te va a entrar close, ¿vale?
Voy a seguir jugando anterior yo con
Si me
Eric.
metes Sidor, toca Nasty. En el punto Nasty tocado.
Vamos a pulsar nadie. Ghosty, mercado. Ghosty, deja su tiro.
Estoy arriba del hombre y yo.
Anterior.
Hola, dos conmigo, un tiro.
Voy por abajo.
Dos anterior, dos
Anterior,
palas.
Dos palas, dos
Abajo
palas.
Crane, abajo
Para el medio,
Yo le he visto,
creo.
que ha hecho el otro.
Nasty no pen,
tocado, ¿vale?
chavales.
Van a hacerme Nasty con nosotros reloj, Alex.
Voy por el
No sé qué
anterior.
había hecho el que habéis dicho del otro, bro. Está flanqueando late parking, bro.
Tienda abajo.
No,
Tiene un reloj contigo, no sé.
Arriba
El punto no lo veo. Está mostrado del punto.
Tercera Ghosty, tocado, estaría mercado.
Muerto.
Mercado,
Arriba,
mercado,
reloj.
muerto.
Nasty,
Mercado,
reloj.
todavía palas,
Me
chavales.
puse abajo mercado.
Abajo reloj, muertos.
Mercado último,
Mercado de mercado. Ah, está
No sé.
mercado, sigue mercado, sigue
Van hacia
mercado.
el fondo, creo ellos.
Hacen en el fondo cocina, a lo mejor hacen un café yo en el puro.
Quedan un mercado, chavales. Ven
Sí,
con
mercado
ese
Nasty,
tío.
¿vale?
Os pueden ir fondo envy, yo tengo ladder. Yo
Tienen
tengo
de
bridge.
aguantar todo lo que puedan.
Están contigo en el scout. Quiero abajo reloj.
Abajo reloj muerto.
Nice, tranquilo.
Le
Otro
tiene
más,
que haber
medio,
bajado
medio.
envy.
Medio uno.
Te tengo por encima, te tengo por
Escucha,
encima.
voy a colar.
Diez conmigo.
Arriba Londri, Ghosty, Londri
No hay
Ghosty.
nada fondo envy, bro.
Nasty nace conmigo.
Conmigo,
muerto.
con muerto.
Tengo uno en
Métete
Londres
metal,
conmigo.
métete shot.
Era aparecido atrás en oscuro, pueden no aparecer atrás en bus.
Con metal, te chisea, te chisea.
Estoy entre
Tiene
yo
muy cerca, lo tiene muy
Voy a tener
cerca.
un jugador
Gana,
que
tu
no
derecha.
siente.
He salido en oscuro, hay gente por el siguiente.
Sí,
Nasty,
vete,
hay
vete,
dos en siguiente.
vete, vete,
Nasty.
vete.
Afro Arcos. Va a ir a fuego abajo de cara ya al siguiente,
Vale,
¿vale?
estoy
Afro.
Arriba uno, creo.
Salgo en mercado
Deja al
contigo,
fondo un
Javi.
tiro.
Vale.
Krempe está al fondo y otro más en siguiente,
Voy a
Nasty.
intentar pillar fuego arriba, ¿vale? O sea,
No,
perdón.
está el deep parking.
Londres arriba.
Deep
Hay que
parking,
jugar para
el
anterior,
Krem.
chavales. Hay que jugar para anterior.
Sí, sí, sí.
Krem deep derecha, ¿vale?
I mean, the only words I understood there were actually Nasty, and I think they're talking about their own hard point, not necessarily about this member on the side of LA Thieves. Looking good so far for Miami Heretics. 50 seconds out. This is going to be a potential hold, though, for the side of Thieves. They are set up nicely over towards Junk, but a potential pinch opportunity now being set up. And spawns an absolute Narnia for LA Thieves here. So far away on the alley side. It's going to be a break for Heretics. Can't quite win it here, but this is good time.
Yeah, and it's the pressure on the back that I think really opens things up. Lucky just drawing that attention, and players getting caught unaware, but for all of that mixiness, LA Thieves just take it right back as the spawners get back over towards that new time. So final 30 seconds to scrap. Thieves very happy to collect it. Won't quite be back in the game, still working at a deficit, but as far as things go, it is going to be competitive as this new hill pops. Eric Boom maybe hunting down to try to go for the power position right towards top third is where he's going to make his move towards, and if Eagle's going to fall, you know he's taking the gunfight soon.
Eric Boom's going to be so crucial. Lucky's on his way over as well. Afro can find it. A little bit of control now. This is not what Thieves had last time around. The beamer coming in from Afro. Lucky will fall. Time now on the board here too. 15 seconds away. Had some bangers of Karachi hard points so far today. And can we get another on the cards here now? Nasty going to drop on down low. Try to find the kill on the vehicle. Stun out. Should be dead to rights. Bit of an ego child coming through. Nasty gets punished for it. Ghosty trying to lock it down though, and if he can stay alive up here, wait for the rest of the team to come on through. It's going to be P2 spawns, looking more likely for the side of Thieves, but it's going to be 50-50 the majority of the time. Now going over from P1 over to Thieves. For all that Heretics got the whole last time around, it's been Thieves this time.
Yeah, this is bloodbath time as well, right? 20 seconds left. This is great time to collect. And on the rotation, Heretics, I mean, I don't even know. The decision-making time is already passed. You might try to get these guys out of the old time, but that rotation to new is going to be a problem. Thieves are right now going to be, what, maybe 8 seconds away from winning the game, going towards new. You got a cruise missile out of Ghosty. Just to slow him down, you got to stay indoors, and everybody is going to fall. Heretics, it is 2 players up. Make it just 1 and make it none. You can't get through. And they started at the bottom, but now they're here. LA Thieves winning hard points.
Ghosty is absolutely gassed. The LA Thieves happy with that map number 1 win. The record improves. 2-13 in hard point, but the new squad getting it done at the second time of asking. And they will be so happy with that, considering how their record has been in hard point so far this season. First blood to the Thieves.
Yeah, I mean, that was a true roar that just came out of Ghosty as well as soon as they won that map, and for good reason. 5,200 damage, 32 kills as well. Got the cruise missile that was really just the stamp on the game on that final rotation, but yeah, we talked about the graphic at the start. That slide maybe continuing from Miami Heretics. I think certainly the talking point for the team. You want to feel the confidence and gas yourself up as we take a look for the highlights, but certainly Heretics are saying going in it as a bit like, hey, look, this team can't win hardpoint. We're feeling great going into the series, and immediately getting stuffed on map number 1. That is going to be painful, and especially some of these moments they had. I mean, initially the first 2 hills might not have gone their way, but you feel like a 3-piece on a money hill is going to set things up, and it immediately gets broken down. I mean, you had Kremp that started off like 3-11, 3-12, something along those lines, but literally just a moment like that to pierce the money hill. Obviously, it goes a long way to get that small victory in the end.
Yeah, I think he was, well, there you go, 4-13. You said that. I think he actually finished 19-22, so definitely stepped it up towards the end, which could have been a huge catalyst for the side of Thieves. Ghosty, though, was really that guy when he needed to be. We said in the previous rotation, when it got to the first hill once again after the first rotation of hills, Thieves weren't moving quick enough to try and get some control, but we've seen them get that top 3 control. You get Ghosty in that position thanks to some good play from Afro as well, and he was just let fly from the side of Thieves. Very, very good to finally get themselves a good hardpoint win underneath their belts. And as said, Ghosty, very happy with that one. You see Avro's like, oh, we're celebrating that, huh? Let's go.
I was about to say, that is COD Champs, like, grand finals level of intensity. That man was yoked in that moment. But, I mean, hey, it's a comeback game. A little bit of a back-and-forth battle initially, but obviously did have Thieves with that early lead. Didn't make a difference for the second set of rotations, but again, just the stamp on the game. That is 3 hills in a row. Rio de Heretics only able to secure 5 points on those rotations. So LA Thieves turned up when it mattered most. They got a hard point win, ton. The monkeys off their back, they get a little bit more room to breathe. Maybe their chest able to expand just a bit more, but still a long series we're going to have underway. Search and Destroy staying on Karachi, but coming up shortly. Going to change up the pace quite a bit. Hard point on Karachi, very fast. Search and Destroy, slowest map maybe we have in the game.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. I mean, for me, looking towards it, I think does that now give Thieves maybe a little bit more confidence in some of the other modes as well,
Yes.
to get that off their back, to finally start rolling with the hard point? You sort of, I mean, you know yourself, you sort of sit there, the tension, I mean, you don't know yourself, we haven't been in pro teams, but you can understand kind of where it's coming from, in the sense that if you're not winning that map time and time again, the pressure then goes onto these other modes where you have to be winning them, and now all of a sudden you let a little bit of that pressure off. We're heading into a search and destroy. The win is on the cards.
And stress is certainly not something that the Miami Heretics want to feel. Vico might start losing his hair again, but going into the search and destroy, again, only one series played out in the Major II qualifying stages so far from LA Thieves. So stat doesn't entirely look great. They were getting first bloods, but struggling on both attacking rounds and defensive. But of course, on the flip side, that 5-16 record on offense, it just looks painful. Admittedly, it can be a bit of a map specific thing, but I mean, we're playing on Karachi, where offense is certainly a little bit more difficult. So that'll certainly be something to pay attention to, especially on the side of the Heretics straight away. They're going to need that bounce back because, again, hair's going to start falling out.
Damn, I can't believe you went after Vico like that. I suppose we can't joke about it, to be fair. Eric Boom is very much making up for it, though. He ain't losing that hair anytime soon. That is a thick head of hair.
Incredible. It almost looks fake how perfect it is.
Kind of reminds me of Miles a little bit. I don't know what it is. Not quite as frizzy, but it's along those lines. It's quite a quiff going on. Irrelevant of that, hairlines aside, they do need to turn this round fairly quickly. Losing a hard point to a team who are 1-13 overall heading into that map, on a map that you don't particularly mind. That's the first win for Thieves on Karachi hardpoint, full stop. And now you're heading into a search and destroy. You need to switch back on very, very quickly. 5 losses in a row for the side of Miami Heretics. Just to remind you guys at home, this is very much a battle at the bottom that if Thieves can try and find, could maybe get their season off and running. But now looking into the search and destroy, struggles for both sides here. Chance for LA Thieves, though, if you can find a second, you're absolutely cruising. Heretics tie the series up. Maybe we do have a series on our hands, but Thieves will be feeling nice about it. It's going to be an attacking side coming out from Miami Heretics, and maybe those attacking sides are a little bit rough because they don't use the bomb chance.
That is a pretty important thing in search and destroy. Nobody's even turned around to collect it, so maybe around a TDM or you got vehicle that's going to have to retreat. But yeah, for a team that's struggling on offense, that is definitely not the opening break you want to see. Eric Boom, by the way, got in prime position to make a play, but gets absolutely hunted down. So a moment for Heretics where simply nothing is going right. A 3v4 on offense on Karachi. You're praying for a pick, and Ghosty not going to be the player that gives it to you, at least not yet. Nasty slamming the door in your face. That's going to be a 4 versus 2 now. Heretics trying to dig themselves out of a hole.
Oh, a bit of bad timing here, but look, the stun's going to come through, though. And oh, can't find the kill. Oh, Nasty will take him down. And now Vico left in a 1 versus 3, and around that, well, if they don't go on to win it, will feel very frustrating. Complete B control there, and no bomb to plant. It's a rookie error. And now Vico, I don't think Nasty and Afro will give this one to him, although he is just going to completely slip the net. Going for the kills? There ain't no way. There ain't no way. Turns the wrong way when he goes through the door, but Vico goes for it. I think, honestly, for me, that I wouldn't have hated him just going to plant the bomb at B. Oh,
I know. It, you know, on the minimap, it might look open. I would have to imagine that if he actually goes for that call, you got one player that's looking out of bottom green over towards like the B-bomb cross. If they don't see anything in 3 or 4 seconds, they're just saying, hey, he's not here. Let's rotate over. I would assume Vehicle, if he got the bomb off on the other site, would have just gotten like picked off as soon as that plank goes down, as long as LA Thieves are on top of their business. Either way, nice double stack coming from down low. I think Vehicle, that is a heads-up play, just a difficult situation. LA Thieves, by the way, learning from mistakes of their opponent. They picked up the bomb first thing and right to a bomb site. It is perfect search and destroy so far at the start of this round.
Got to get your fundamentals right, Chance. So far, so good. LA Thieves complete control over towards this A side. Krem locking down the middle of the map. No info on Eric Boom, but just trying to hold it down. 4 versus 3. Next kill is crucial for both these two teams. Vehicle's going to fall, and a 4 versus 2 sounds a lot better. Thieves now in commanding position.
Yeah, and I think Krem's going to be shocked that Vehicle was even able to approach him from that angle, just playing a game of peekaboo and surprise. But lucky last man standing, no surprises here. The trade instantaneous. Ghosty gonna wink for the camera just as his teammates get that final kill. But again, Fundamentals, as you pointed out, you take the bomb straight from spawn, run it to a bomb site, get the first blood, and you plant it. It doesn't get better than that as far as search and destroy is concerned, but genuinely just an efficient round. Really not enough there on the defensive side of things. Whichever player got first blooded just caught out. Too many players there for LA Thieves on the attack.
And again, not just to ride on it too long, but that first round, not having that bomb, how hard it is to actually get onto that B bomb site. They actually managed to do that. They had picked up the bomb this time. And the fact that they had that control and then just didn't have the bomb to plant, I think the round's just chalked from there. Like, where's your mental line? You're like, oh yeah, great, we've done all the hard work. We haven't done the easy part. It's tough.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're joking around a little bit with it, just sort of cracking jokes, but it genuinely is like a tilting thing when you actually have to watch your teammate go back and like, you just know you're not getting the map control. It is an annoyance. But right now on the map, it's sort of the ever-present battle over on the A site. When teams like to take their time, they're waiting for someone to get in position. That's going to be Eric Boom on the mini map. You see he's made it over towards red. But they're just waiting for the LA Thieves player to give away some sort of information. Afro might have found the timing. He gets down low because Ghosty is shooting the player up top. Vehicle not prepared at all. And you see Eric Boom, sort of that player getting active on the flip side, is able to trade it out. But with Afro behind you, you can't plant the bomb. And you got Metals with the bomb in hand, wrapping back just to look for him. But Afro, he's gone out of the picture. They're going to be chasing a Ghost.
Look at the positioning of Lucky, though. Yeah, finds himself up top, and all of a sudden things start to take the way of Miami Heretics. Afro now left in a 1 versus 3, making it a 1 versus 2. He's gonna get caught out by Lucky. No, he is not. That bomb is now gonna go down over towards his B side, but Rival 9 buff be damned. This is still a difficult gunfight. Shots in the Metals needed to make that count. We'll probably be expecting Lucky to probably be over towards the bridge side as well. I don't think he checks this. I think he pretty much dies as soon as he pops out. There you go. Heretics get one back. That's a tough one because honestly they were set up in an okay position, but it's just the movement from Lucky coming on through from top 3 to balcony, and all of a sudden finds a kill from behind, gets some control on the site, bomb goes down, round goes your way.
Yeah, no, I mean, good teamwork towards the middle of the map as well, just to make sure that, I think it was Metals getting shot with the bomb as he was falling down from top 3, but his teammate picked up the kill just moments beforehand. So you did have good plays being made on both sides, but the round just falls into the Heretics' lap. And unfortunate for Afro too, if that nade connects on that player or forces him out, he'd be on a 5 and, you know, thinking about a cruise, might be able to clutch the round, but the nades aren't on point. Can't always make some magic happen. And Vehicle does cross out. They're going to know he's by the bridge, but he has made it here safely. You see the power positions, though. LA Thieves, a little bit dominant. Players top 3rd, crawling around a coop. Vehicle might be the man they have to identify and eliminate before they can get this bomb down.
Thieves taking that time. Shots raining on through. The challenge starting to come in. I mean, did they have the info on Vehicle? I'm not sure, but relevant of that, Ghosty will survive and get out towards market. Has the smoke now. Made Miami Heretics just make a move over towards this side. Afro's ready and waiting for this gunfight. Prem's on the other side of things. Dead to rights is Eric Boom, and all of a sudden, that A site looking like ultimate control here for Thieves. Information for Lucky is going to be there. Over towards top right he goes. He's going to be able to stop this plant going down. Absolutely not, because he's had his head wiped off his shoulders. Metals now, can he do anything yet? No, bomb down, 2v4.
Metals might have a bit of a timing to find the kill, and there it is, able to pick up Kremp. Unfortunately, without a lot of time, they're going to have to start pushing the pace. Him and Vehicle trying to work together. They have information on the player over by Ticket. They know Nasty was also over towards P2 last time they saw him, but you lose the first gunfight, it becomes almost hopeless. And LA Thieves, off the back of a very quick and solid rotation call just to make it back over to the other site, I think that might be credit towards Ghosty. I'm kind of surprised that they just, I guess, forgot that a player made it out towards bridge, because Ghosty should have been a free kill for Vehicle in that moment, back turn, but the smooth moves and the quick call on that reposition, LA Thieves able to execute in that round. And you can also appreciate the patience at the start. We saw Eric Boom in round 1, players on offense. If you get an SMG into green, potential for some magic to happen. Afro was able to deliver from that position. So 6-1 start, frying for the moment, but the lone defender decided the bomb is not going to. It's going to be over towards B right now from Heretics, and, well, Nasty's made it to his home.
Great spot for an AR to be in. And now for Miami Heretics, how do you pick this defense apart? I'm just going to stay alive over towards the top side. Heretics working something through the middle of the map here. Kremp is really going to be the one that has to do something. He's going to find the shots on Eric Boom. Works out wonderfully. And all of a sudden, 4 versus 3 in favor of Thieves. Looking to go 4-1 up, but Lucky has made this move once again. Over towards balcony, and all of a sudden it just makes it a lot easier. But now if you get beamed up nasty, great shots coming through. And now all of a sudden, Metals has found himself in a weird spot with the bomb, but a 2 versus 3 in this position, doable. Finds the kill.
And you see the play call too. Maybe just gonna hightail it over towards A. An interesting timing. Afro had the position over towards A, but gives it up completely to rotate to the site that they are not going to. And now you can see on the mini map now that Afro's cleared out his back spawn. It's, oh, they have to be over by A now. And in the meantime, Nasty hasn't budged an inch. And Afro might just do this himself. He's got a 1v1 around the site. Doesn't have a teammate that is anywhere near him. But he's got the player stunned and trapped. And now he's just playing the long game. Let Nasty come hunt him down or let the kill fall in your lap. Afro, no help needed. Effectively 1v2ing towards the end. And I mean, he's what, 8-1 for the moment. He started off nearly getting, he started off 4-0. Now he's on another 4 spree, 8-1. Afro, who needs the help?
Heretics absolutely bleeding rounds here. Good reads coming in from Afro though. Charles straight around the back of Diner, stays alive, dips and dives, finds the kill, finds the round for Thieves. And I think you were right though, what he was doing was just playing it so well. You know, he knows in the mind of his opponent in that situation, he's going to be thinking about the other player as well, not just about Afro. It becomes a more difficult gunfight because of that. Thieves now absolutely cruising here in the search and destroy off the back of Afro, sitting at 8-1. Heretics just not anything going. Honestly, the worst possible start for them in that first round shenanigans. Now all of a sudden, you find yourself in this position. Need this round, really.
There you go. Krem back to Old Faithful as well. So the round that you were saying Heretics need, not the best start. They get first blooded. You got Lucky half health, but he might be making the play to catch the guy off bomb. Trying to get out with his life for the reposition. They know that Afro's over by P2. He's going to get traded out, but Afro, he took one of the grave before he fell, which means Lucky in a 1 versus 2 bomb down, maybe caught in no man's land. Back down 1 HP. Man is twisted, but he simply just does not have time to kill 2 players and get the defuse. He's going to have to gun at least one of these players out of their socks.
It will be quite something if he pulls this one off. 15 seconds. Time just not on his side. Cramp going to go for the Charles. Shows the shoulder. Not much Lucky can do from here. Just no time at all. Made a really nice play around Diner, to be honest with you. I like the movement that went through. Finds 2, but needs his teammates to stay alive. But the fact that the gunfights are going on, what allow him to find those. At least a second kill. Thieves now. Just cruise control. Every single round has been pretty convincing from them. Hasn't been too many 1v1s or anything like that. Thieves just walking away with this one at a nice steady pace. Heretics just no answer. And I don't know. I don't really necessarily feel like Thieves are doing anything particularly special. Their attacks have been quite fast, but Heretics are just not dealing with anything that's being thrown at them.
Yeah, I mean, look, a couple freebie first bloods here and there certainly don't help your case, right? If you're starting the round off, feeding one to Krem, fighting in a 3v4, not the most fun thing to have to do. So close but no cigar. There's the first blood that they are looking for, but it does get traded out. So Eric Boom made his impact, and that's enough to at least get this bomb plant down. So the easiest bomb site in the game to look over for the post plants. This is Heretics' opportunity to stay alive and keep the rounds going.
Pushing into place if you're LA Thieves. First pick is just going to be so crucial. Afro's taking a couple of bullets to the head. Cramp will fall on the flank. It should be a Heretics round unless Thieves can pull something from the fire. Lucky up top should find another kill. Yeah, Cramp isn't going to be able to do anything because he's dead, but it's Afro who finds the kill. Now Ghosty in no man's land with 15 seconds to go. Miami Heretics get one on the board again, but are they leaving it too little too late? But it's a nice round from them. Can they bring this back?
Yeah, solid stuff. Nice aggressive play call coming through as well, right? Eric Boom strikes in. Yes, he does get traded out, but these have stacked enough towards the middle of the map that you get the bomb plane down. And again, you get the bomb plane down on this site, you're feeling fantastic, especially if you get players out over towards the bridge. So confident round there on the attack. Now Heretics looking to clutch up on defense. I'd say the bigger problem is, though, like the A hits have been very clean from Thieves. They've just been able to bully you out, even when they like went over to double stack it. And now they're actually throwing a bit of a mix, 2-2 split just to make a little bit of noise, see if they can spread the defense thin. But in a play for pick style round, Heretics may be happy for the setup. Vehicle super aggressive through the middle of the map as well. He's going hunting, but he's only found death by the name of Dan Ghosty. Another first blood for LA.
Oh, it's been working out so well. Metal's trying to hold it down over towards top red, just trying to squeeze them in. Krem's got him dead. Right, there's another one. Metals will fall, and Heretics have just thrown a couple of lives by the wayside there. LA Thieves start this one off quite passively, if anything. And Heretics have just fallen into their jaws. Lucky now left. 1 versus 4 to try and keep Heretics alive in this one. It's feeling unlikely. Creaks the door. They may well know where he is. The push comes through. There you go, Thieves. 2 to the good. And just waltzing through this series. Heretics with very little answer to what's been going on here for the new look Thieves. 2-0 up. Cruising right now. It's their series to lose. Heretics need to turn it on.
I don't know, man. This is painful. I know the graphic was using the word slide from Miami, but that is, it's one thing to give away the hard point against a team that had a previous 1-13 record overall, but it was a competitive game. This felt like a bit more of a beatdown. Afro 10-3 overall. He literally spawned in, goes on a 4 spree, dies, immediately goes on a 4 spree again. I mean, he's effectively 1v2 retaking bomb sites by himself as well. So he's making plays on a first blood front. I mean, the entire team of LA, I think, was a contributor at one point or another. But I mean, a 6-2, that is a comfortable victory coming in there for Thieves. And I mean, really just making that look like light work.
It's kind of S&D you want heading into a high-rise control as well. 2-0 up in the series. You are vibing if you're on the Thieves side of things right now. And honestly, the streak from Miami Heretics has continued, though it's really not looking solid. But can they turn it round on control? I wonder. LA Thieves got to be feeling good about this series so far. But get your Barmasters in the chat because Miami Heretics absolutely need it right now. 2-0 down. Need the reverse sweep.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Welcome back into the series between LA Thieves against Miami Heretics, and it has been one-sided so far. LA Thieves putting the rest of some of their demons in hardpoint specifically, but heading into control. Both these teams in a 1-1 record on the map. We're moving over towards. But how has their attack been looking in control? Both these two teams truly needing this victory. And can they manage to find it? It's going to be a hard one, but looking over towards the attacking side of things, as mentioned, 0-3, 1-4 in control on the attacking side. Something that needs to work, clearly, chance for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, the KDs don't help the case either. Now, don't get me wrong, this is very much a map-specific thing, right? If you're playing on Invasion a lot, your, like, attacking round stats are going to be looking a little bit worse than a map, say, like High Rise. But that being said, High Rise is the map we're going to, and it was spoken about just, you know, maybe an hour or so ago. The difference maker on this map is teams that can string together offensive wins. That is where you can set yourself apart and, like, show yourself to be the better squad. So an opportunity for both of these teams to rise to the occasion, step up, and I'd say for LA Thieves, keep the ball rolling. Overall, 1-1 record for both of these squads. Heretics, again, the attacking rounds are going to be the focus point. Third overall for the 2 times they've played it. They've shown a great deal of success, but I think we've seen almost a tale of 2 different Heretic squads coming through. First stage versus the second. They've been on the downturn right now, but they're on offense first. The opportunity to move things up.
Let's see if they can get things going. Just speaking during the break there, so we're just seeing nothing from Miami Heretics is making that, you know, you're going to find a win here, but yeah, running straight past there's a little bit of luck that Eric Boone would happily take. Nearly fell off the map as well, but they will start to find the kills, and all of a sudden a push over towards the B side looking likely here for Heretics. Find the majority of the kills, and all of a sudden Thieves could be potentially put in a blender. You do have Nasty out. It's going to be crucial in getting them, well, the hell out their spawn. B looking like it is going to go, but Thieves, a lot of damage done already.
I genuinely can't believe it took them that long to kill Eric Boone. That was actually kind of insane. He should have been the freeze kill of all time. And I mean, granted, doesn't do a great deal of damage before he actually falls, but just a weird little Call of Duty timing type moment. Hit fire for the pistol kill there from Lucky, but unfortunately, if you're Miami, right back to square one. You're trying to get out of the windows, and you can see waiting for kills to fall into their laps. Shout out to the propane tank with one of the best KDs in the CDL. Gonna get that first blood on the push, and Heretics for the moment taking full advantage. That's another few kills in their lap. That's almost all 4. It's 1 man behind you. Everybody else hits that go button. Metals looking for some spawn kills. Doesn't find a thing, gets dropped immediately.
Yeah, Nasty's been staying alive in and around that side of the map for quite some time. Eventually does go down. He was the one that was slowing things down, stopping Heretics finding a way out, but all of a sudden B does go over towards Heretics. Maybe something over towards this A side now to be worked on. Good start to their attacking round. Lives ever so slightly in their favor. Shots into Nasty, not good enough. Good shots coming back. Eric now going to try and put the pressure on himself. Needs to find maybe at least a second kill here. Just going to run straight into Kremp. Decent enough defense from Thieves so far. Lives now all tied up.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a stat that would not be possible to actually keep track of, but like the amount of deaths where you just sprint into it. Like getting caught sprinting is something you don't want to have happen often. By the way, Afro in the meantime doesn't actually get the cruise. I was going to say, I saw the ×5 pop up, but he died immediately in feed, so no cruise missile there, but nice little pop-off moment. LA Thieves currently trying to hold the line 3v4, successful at it as Afro continues to fry.
Look good in the search and destroy. Sending it 8 and 4 to kick things off here in control. Feels like everybody on Thieves is maybe having their moment here and there to shine, and well, also not so much. Ghosty sitting in 1-6, but I don't think he'll care very much as long as the round goes their way. Afro trying to hold it down over towards this A side, but ultimate map control still the main factor here for the side of Thieves. Kills now starting to be traded. Kremp will easily find that one away, but Metals is able to find one back himself to jump off top. Great shots from Kremp. Metals is there to answer back, and all of a sudden it is momentarily only Nasty left alive, but a long way to go here for the side of Miami Heretics. One final push, 8 seconds to go. Ghosty trying to lock it down, can't make the shots count, and all of a sudden can the push start to come through here for the side? Heretics got to go, gotta make a move, gotta get a touch. Can't do that if you're dead. LA Thieves hold the first defensive side.
Yeah, just blendering them towards the end. Players trying to fall in line and just flood into the zone, but no open avenues to attack. And I think Dan Ghosty might have just been bait and fodder for his teammates to get all those trades. He might have only gotten a kill or two on the round, but Afro certainly thriving. Anytime you get double-digit kills in a round of control, you're feeling fantastic. Afro throwing up 12. That is, quite frankly, as good as it gets.
Thieves have got to be feeling good here. 2-0 up in the series, 1-0 up in the control. A much-needed series win on the cards. And how are the new-look Thieves sounding in the comms? Let's go to a listen. Will LA Thieves.
Long dead, Eric.
One more. Wood.
He has one. Yeah, no, what made that? Alright, two on point. They're both double pushing blue. They're double pushing blue. Try to need to push up, guys. Push up, guys. What's I need blue? Left plat. I needed it.
I'm stunned. Give me a
Nothing
second.
in blue. Out of blue. In blue. Outer blue. One shot on A vehicle. One shot on A vehicle.
He didn't push out blue. Closest to me. Give me mid.
I'm still in blue. One shot lucky in blue.
I'm
On A, one shot lucky.
No, okay, they're only stairs there.
Top heli. One stop heli, guys. I'll get to
Hey.
Gonna push up on the gate. More was long. Front paper.
Don't lucky, one shot, one front paper, okay?
Just flank spawners. We can double check.
I'll paper.
Long kill. Stay down. Paper.
Oh shit.
Almost at top heli, lucky.
Some blue. Go left. They want some blue.
Nothing else to speak of other than some crispy shots coming in from Thieves. So far, so good on the defensive side for Heretics. Attacking woes continue for both of these two teams, but a push over towards B. Maybe something can be formulated here from Thieves. So far, so good for Heretics. Can they close this out?
It's all about the defense on the point. I mean, one guy behind the radio tower, enough to bait out the players to go for the child that they're going to fall. So Heretics are pushed up quite aggressively on the map. Vehicle trying to make that aggressive play, but he gets caught along the way, making it to the tarp. 10 seconds left on the clock, though. These are the moments where you flood into a blender, but the trades are enough to get you to time, and they win the extra gunfight. Ghosty picking up 2, but now Ghosty is the lone man on point. Maybe a team kill going to help him out just a bit, but you still have to flood through blue into death. And just no time left on the clock. LA Thieves cannot get it done. So we are all tied up 1-1. The offensive struggles of both of these teams in control are going to continue. I gotta say, Ton, we were laughing about it just a bit during the listening. I think if I'm JCap or Shane, I'm just throwing Afro into like Semtex throwing training. He's sort of he's been off a little bit this series, but if he dials that down, let me tell you, the boy can shoot. If he can throw Semtexes, ooh, how good he'd be.
Yeah, it was a tough watch. In fairness, always at the Semtex, then didn't spot the player and gets killed by the barrel up top heli. Just one to forget for the side of Afro, and a defensive round to forget. Or to remember, I should say, for the side of Miami Heretics. And it makes you think as well, with a couple of ticks going over towards Heretics on their attacking side. Not much to speak of for the side of Thieves as absolute hell breaks loose over towards A. Makes you think for that round number 5, it could be influential with both these two teams. Defensive records looking maybe a lot better than their attacking side of things, but it's been a great start to this defensive side for the side of Thieves. Afro, as said, absolutely frying. If the nades were on point, this boy would be scary.
I was saying, like, God, if he could just throw a Semtex, like, he is a monster. Like, keep that ball rolling. But no, that is a perfect open break coming out of LA Thieves. I mean, they just jumped all over the A pressure. Don't want to give anything away for free and continue to apply the pressure. Moving back to the point. Kremp is here. Got Afro around. Pistol shots. Pretty clean enough to do some damage. And there's the teammates coming through. Ghosty, you know the nades are going to be landing near teammates. That time he places a peach on top of the enemy. Tries to do the jump spot, but gets caught. Heretics players consistently working this underground zone, but yet to get a tick of progression on either side. Metals, who is behind enemy lines, is going to fall. Afro again, as snappy as you want him. This man is slinging bullets down range. He almost simply does not miss.
22-11 from Afro. Now they've got them forced into their spawn. It's been a really good hold here from Thieves. Miami Heretics really haven't had a sniff, and I would have thought that Afro might have presumed that push was coming on through. There's only one way for them to go if they're not coming out the windows, and that is underground. Eric Boom did get himself out, but well, has found himself now very dead. 5 screen out from Nasty. You wouldn't hate to see a cruise missile if you're a Thieves fan. That is as convincing of a defensive round as you're ever likely to see. 2-1 up now for the side of Thieves. I know the attack has been very, very hard, so Heretics will be looking to close this one. But when you're thinking about ticks, that's a good round from Thieves. We'll keep an eye on how it is going because, well, I mean, clearly both these two teams very, very solid on the defensive side.
Well, I mean, even if they force us there, again, that defense, as you pointed out, that final kill we just saw in that kill cam there from Nasty, I'm pretty sure just earned him a cruise missile. So they've already been thriving on defense. Now you got the extra utility. He's even shooting out some windows for his teammate just to get the trophy out a little bit quicker. So a little bit detailed LA Thieves right now in their opening breaks. You saw when they were on defense shooting out the barrels top helicopter as well. So they're certainly doing their due diligence and maybe something we can all learn from when it comes to ranked play. I know I'll be using stuff like that later, but opening salvo underway. LA Thieves at least have made it to the point. Two bodies here and no trophy just yet, so it's not going to be easy to survive, but the kills right now are flowing.
All the small things working out for the side of Thieves right now. Locking in over towards the B side, looking like the second tick is about to fall in. The third, not far behind it. Looks like Heretics are going to have one more stab at this one. Eric Boom inside the point, no shot. He should be finding these kills. All of a sudden, Crim's left all on his own. Can't lock it in. The radio tower saving Eric Boom's life and all of a sudden saving the bushes of side of Heretics. We're now forced to push themselves forward. LA Thieves trying to fight out. We managed to find a couple of kills. Good shots coming in from Vehicle. And a potential spawn trap maybe on the cards here for Miami Heretics. A much needed defensive round to force us to that round number 5. The kill's starting to flow here. That will be B gone. And maybe a little bit more. All of a sudden you were 4 dead for Heretics. You need to get yourself back into a good position very, very fast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You were saying like a potential spawn trap. It wasn't potential. They had it, but they let it go immediately. And they haven't gotten a kill since. They are getting wiped off of the map, pinned back in their spawn. Metals for the first time actually strikes back, and some very clean shots coming out of Eric Boom. Maybe just enough that you can stabilize 2 players right now from LA Thieves circling around this A zone, but not a lot of pressure on the map right now. And if you don't have any trophies out and about, you can't make anything happen as the tides are turning. Heretics starting to win every single gunfight and take that momentum right back.
I was about to say, Thieves looking good on the lines front. Plenty of time to make it work too. That changed in an instant. Vehicle now will find a kill on the Ghosty, and now the push up coming in here from Lucky. You can see this side of the map that Thieves are trying to work on. Lucky just trying to pick them apart where he can, getting himself into these advanced positions. Nasty up top. It's a hard gunfight, but he'll find it. Threads the needle, and all of a sudden he's in there. Spawn. If you've got somebody blocking the spawns over towards underground, then all of a sudden this becomes a very, very dangerous push out now for the side of Thieves. They were leading on the lives front very, very convincingly, but eventually they're being pushed back. Still time here though, chance 40 seconds.
Yeah, Lucky didn't really slow them down too much, only able to pick up 1 extra kill. So right now the rest of his teammates feeling the pressure. So yeah, double trials coming in on Vehicle. The players on Heretics not really buying anybody else too much time, so the opportunity has at least been created for the Thieves, but a gunfight like that from Eric Boom gonna slow you down that much more. But it looks like a bit of a battle on the map. Players scattered all over the place, unable to step on this time to stop the clock. With 14 seconds left, you're gonna have to do it. Eric Boom though getting it done once again. The flank for Nasty. I mean, his teammates have to get out to time to stop the clock before he can do any damage, and Lucky has it under wraps anyway. Final slide out to the zone. It is every single gunfight you think would be easy for the Heretics. You gotta clean them out. 5v3, 4v3. The lives are falling, and everybody on the map is. 2 players left from LA with 0.3 seconds left on the clock. There's simply no way.
2v3. Nasty holding it down now. Contestant needs a help out of hand very, very quickly. Not gonna happen. Heretics force around number 5. I think it's going to be Thieves with the defensive side. They make that very, very close. And defense might be the big difference maker here. It's only been defensive wins so far that have led us to this 5th round. And Thieves should be in prime position for the 3-0. Be a hell of a comeback from Heretics if they can start it right now. But they need to find an attacking round first here, Chance. Surely it's a step too far, but you never know. You never really know. Thieves, can they hold on?
Yeah, well, and keep in mind for the LA Thieves, they have the cruise missile in the back pocket. They never felt the need to invest it in that round. They don't have to force anything through on offense. That might have been a situation with the life count that close that maybe the cruise missile could have been a dagger, but Nasty saving it because they knew they're getting the guaranteed defense. They're trusting themselves. So if you're Miami, you need to make a play where you burn this cruise missile very early in this round or you're going to get punished. Maybe the type of play you're trying to make is a little hop up. Nasty just reads it. Great awareness there in that moment. So you got a 4v3 to try to swarm this B site. Good news for Heretics, though. They're winning some of the gunfights, keeping that pressure on. Afro by that magical radio tower can't get it done, and this is a nice stack coming through on the B zone. Exactly what Miami need.
Should be gone. I think Nasty is probably giving up the ghost in the sense of using his cruiser missile to stop this from happening. With B-Tix now starting to come on through a B. Locked in. Heretics in a good position on the map. Next wave of kills, super important. Eric Boom will find Ghosty. It's a good way to start things off. Feels like Thieves have the backs to the wall just a little bit for the first time on one of these defensive rounds. I mean, very convincing so far. Metal's now finding himself in the position to find two. Can he find the third here over towards the back spawn? Eric Boom has found Ghosty, and all of a sudden, the floodgates have opened for Miami Heretics onto the A zone. You've got to invest that cruise missile if you're Thieves, but you say that 2 kills come in. Heretics still, though, with a bit of map pressure here. Can they do something with it?
Oh, here comes the cruise. Doesn't find a thing. It forces them inside, but they are right back to this A zone for the capture. They are still in position to go for the spawn kills as well. So maybe a botched cruise or a little bit too late just to keep the pressure on. Eric Boom wins the extra gunfight before that godforsaken propane maybe ruins everything.
Has that come to the rescue of LA Thieves? Well, not quite. Vehicle still putting the pressure on. Metals is here as well, and all of a sudden, for what Thieves have looked absolutely flawless on these defensive rounds, has it fallen apart at just the wrong moment? Is this tick coming on through? Nasty and Cram finding the kills. They need to find the contest. It's a 7-life difference now as Vehicle just starting to heat up, and it's just too easy for Vehicle. Contestation comes in, but is the damage already done? The answer to that question, not quite. Thieves hold on by the hair on their chilly chin, and they will just about clear them out, but the life differences may be too hard.
7TV10. You've been getting slammed. You at least decap the tick of progression as well. So now LA Thieves, they want to slow this game down as much as possible. Eric Boom, other ideas. His teammates are there for the coverage. That's 3 in the feed, and now you're getting spawn killed. You might have Fecal call game. The stack is there. The Vamos out and abound. This series isn't done yet.
There we go. Some life in Miami Heretics. Things have been looking very, very slow over these last 2 maps. It was looking likely the defensive rounds were going to make the difference. LA Thieves losing that one at the final moment. Miami Heretics forcing a map number 4. Things were looking good for Thieves, but let's see how that hardpoint record's looking now again. The map number 4 coming up in a second. Miami Heretics do well to bring that one back. It just rolls on from the good start, doesn't it? They just keep the pressure on. They keep that map control. Plenty of real estate on the map to play with. Really good job from Heretics to force this map number 4.
Absolutely. That final round, again, like that is a situation where you need a couple different puzzles or puzzle pieces rather to fall into place, but they got it done. They got the B zone captured before the cruise ever actually came through, and it is a little funny. If the cruise is going to get called in on B, you're going to die, but if you're by A, very quick to get back indoors. So a lot of love there that we get to see again in some of these highlights. I know in round 1, absolutely the Afro show. I know Nasty started to pop off as well. He turns a nice little stretch and actually earning the cruise, but all the utility, all the pop-off plays that you had, just not enough in the end. I know for Afro, certainly slowed down quite a bit in the final few rounds. He had 18, 19 kills after 3. I mean, he's got 25 still in round number 4, and he finishes with 28 on board. So Afro slows down just a touch. Heretics take full advantage.
I think it is such a momentum game mode it can be, you know, when you start to get a little bit of control, especially in these attacking rounds. If you have anybody in and around Heli, start move forward, do a lot with it. And now for Thieves, the question is, was the hardpoint map number 1 a fluke, or are you going to continue that spree? And look, I mean, they got a helping hand as well at one stage in that round, but damage already done. Even at this stage when, you know, it gets contested, they get forced away. Thieves are still a good 9-10 lives behind. And that really could make the difference when it does come down to it. But Miami Heretics secure the point, secure the map. Don't necessarily look too enthralled yet. But Thieves now have got something to think about, and we have a series on our hands. Map number 4 is going to be Invasion Hardpoint, and if we need it, Terminal Search and Destroy will be map number 5. I mean, I think if you're Thieves at any stage here, you will feel good about the game anyway, because the Search and Destroy was so convincing. The closest two maps, obviously, coming in the hard point and the control, but Search and Destroy was very, very clinical from the side of Thieves. So they'll be feeling good about map number 5, or, I mean, look, they want to close it in 4, no doubt, though.
I would say there's going to be a seed of doubt in the back of their minds, whether they want to admit it or not, just for the fact that you're going into a hard point. I think Thieves just are not a team that's like capable of having confidence in, like, yes, the first S&D looked great, but there's no, like, if you're losing the momentum in a like reverse sweep potential, it does not feel good. So you don't want to see the distant maps. You absolutely want to close it out here. So LA Thieves playing with fire. Of course, Invasion hardpoint. At the start of the year, like, Invasion was that go-to map for Miami. Major II Qualifiers a little bit different. Obviously, Invasion now a very different map, the way it plays out on hardpoint with the new hills, but it's still the same situation for Thieves. It's just been their pain point game mode. We've only seen 2 maps from this full team in this stage so far, so they do have a win. Already more optimistic than we ever were throughout stage 1, but they still have so much they need to prove.
I mean, if it's any consolation for the side of Thieves, the only hardpoint win that they did have before, of course, the map number 1 in this series was on Invasion. So some experience to rely on in that one in a certain sense, but this all new look roster, we want to head into this with the same confidence they had in map number 1. I'm just like, I'm always one of these people who like to look at the player cams and kind of get a judge of how things are feeling. I feel as if Heretics look still very, very disappointed in the position that they're in. I don't know if you can read.
You're the one with the
but
degree in armchair psychology. Unfortunately, I do not have mine. I do like to dabble on occasion, but tough conversation between you know, a look of stern focus versus you know, maybe qualms within the camp, but certainly focus within this series is Ghosty. Map number 1 dropped a 1.6 KD. He was feasting, able to get the cruise missile that was the stamp on the game towards the end. And I do know for the side of Ghosty, I think he only had 2 assists, so he wasn't even like crazy involved with his teammates the entire time, but a lot of times he simply didn't need to be if he's just winning all of his ones. And certainly on a map like Invasion, you want your main AR to be performing well, so keep an eye out for Ghosty the entire time. But off the opening break, starting things with Vehicle, got the intel, got some damage, but doesn't have his life. Nasty, able to get that first pick.
which way these fights going to transpire early doors. Decent time for Thieves already, and Lucky will shut that down, and good shots coming through from Mel, so maybe a little bit of wind in the sails here for Heretics as we head into map number 4. Rotation over towards P2. Not a bad spot for the side of Thieves so far. Heretics trying to fight away from that. 25 seconds over towards P1. Gunfight going on. Credible winning up against Mel, so that time potentially going over towards the side of Thieves, only the gunfights then go the other way. A couple of big gunfights coming through, though. Eric Boom could do with surviving. Big win coming in from Afro. LA Thieves needed that one.
Yeah, you see he's trying to be aggressive and maybe slow that push down as you had Thieves with the Palisade spawn. So they're going to be much quicker over towards P2. Lucky for no start, by the way, so we're not there yet, but maybe a cruise missile on the cards. It can be devastating on this map, but it's him versus Ghosty. Looking for it, pulls out the Rival 9 to try to get it done. Slammed. Ghosty wins the gunfight, secures that rotation, and maybe now even potentially looking for some spawn kills. The Pal spawn still coming through, though, for at least the Thieves. So all guns forward, no cheeky flanks off spawn coming through. But if you're spawn on the front side, you might just end up in a blender. Nobody right now winning gunfights for Heretics, and this is looking like a great full 60. And surprisingly, the Palace spawns never actually came through from Heretics. You don't see that too often, but they're just gonna be fighting off the back foot, maybe free and clear on the rotation, but on the scoreboard, might end up down by a ton if Thieves can get this final bit of scrap.
Spawn's predictably unpredictable. Thieves, though, works out for them, irrelevant to what happened. 10 seconds there to go. Nobody jumping on the time. It could be crucial towards the end. Yeah, somebody get on that. We have complete control here as we're trying to force our way out. 5 seconds to go on this hill. And they start to make their move now. Rotation deemed more relevant. Good start here from Thieves. Ghosty trying to work on a bit of a spree here. Cruise missile wouldn't go amiss if he can continue to survive. And well, he's the only one who can do for the side of Thieves now. Good hold so far from Miami Heretics. 15 seconds or so gone. They've locked down every single one of them, but there's the cruise missile in for Ghosty. That could make a difference later on.
I was about to say that's a bit of a pain point as well, because you have to imagine in the Heretics comms, they're calling out Ghost if he gets one more. He's got the crew. So they were trying to hunt him down, but in the meantime, Lucky actually gets one of his own. So all's well that ends well. Lucky shooting missiles as well. So maybe he's the kill streak himself through the wall, getting some tags in, but a near perfect full 60 so far. So maybe the only small mistake that they've made on this hill is giving away the crews, but again, maybe not a pain point long term. That was a beautiful hill on this P3 there from the Heretics. Obviously, they've taken the lead and given Lucky that hot hand. 11-2 start. You love to see it.
Heading over towards the next hill. I mean, rotation's never a bad thing to have. And cruise missile on this hill. We'll call it in. Sure. We'll get him off it. Yeah, we go for it. Heretics now. 12-2 from Lucky, make it 13-2. He's having a hell of a game here. A little bit of time on the cards now for Heretics. I know this one's not particularly the easiest one to find it on. Is that Ghosty calling his cruise missile in as well? I'm not too sure. Yeah, it is. There you go. We'll clear it out. Well, even the odds. Heretics, though, with the lead. Nasty and Code just trying to get some control once again. Heretics just soaking up a little bit of time here and there, though, a chance, but nothing to write home about just yet.
Yeah, I feel like these are almost like momentum cruises, right? Lucky's feeling great, getting the comms going. This is a 10 spree, by the way. I didn't even realize he still hasn't died. Finally, he's gonna fall. He takes one step onto the objective, immediately gets his head ripped off. If I'm lucky, I'm never getting back on the hill. But in the meantime, Beagle, nice little 4 spree, going for some spawn kills. And I mean, that is 2 effective hills back to back where Heretics completely on point. They never once lose the spawns for the rotation over towards new. So Lucky picked the right time to go on a 10 spree. He's just set yourself up for 3 hills in a row. Meadows pushed out to a nice angle outside Treehouse. Vehicle obviously with the flank under lock and key. Wins the gunfight, now picks up the cross. Vehicle's man in the perfect position. No, kill still going his way. Now LA Thieves, this is the hard point we're used to.
It's looking a little more like it, isn't it? Afronco trying to find a push here, and it just really hasn't been any rotations went the way of LA Thieves. They go nearly at full 60 over towards P2 and have had absolutely nothing to speak of since then. 20 seconds to go here. Over on this hill specifically, Heretics though have got to be feeling good. 2 back-to-back good holds. They get broken there, but they're trying to tie the series up and send us to a map number 5. Let's go for a listen in with the Miami Heretics.
Está close izquierda. Detrás de la puerta. Uno puerta, uno wideband y otro más en SND. Intentar holdear la izquierda del mapa, bro, y jugarlo por los safe ahora.
SND está holdeando tight, pero uno carretera, no puedo hacer el chal. Me mata desde front hook, lo veis buscar en serio.
Me mata desde el punto Ghost y la basura a la derecha.
Izquierda del medio, punto muerto. Otro más after front
más en derecha conmigo. Tío, otro más pedomo. Estoy contigo.
Debo de Safro, yo tope 3. P3 está coche negro.
No, porque está muerto, falta el del punto, bro.
Haz collo en palacio, no hacen gas.
Un tiro, DVD. Hay que acercarse un poquito más al punto, va.
El Kerep estaba por coche negro, bro.
Algo al fondo, palacio yo. No lo veo. Están DVDs del punto y otro Ascendí, Va por el Ascendí. Ascendí y otro punto.
Voy para DVDs yo.
Punto detrás del Gojedi, son dos en el Gojedi, el punto. El Gojedi en los sacos, está para derecha y punto. Me mata, yo no me mata.
Bueno, Somatu. Me pushó Juca, bro.
Eso es for,
tener el Ali. Van a hacer gas conmigo. Ghosty queda conmigo, son 2.
Uno te ha saltado, te entra dentro por el side, otro más. Deep en un tiro.
Hay uno arriba, Ghosty.
SND ya Nasty, va para con.
SND 2 de cara, SND 2 de cara.
Mira la espalda, tengo el con, estoy dando el con yo.
Yo tengo la espalda.
Tengo el punto abajo. Arriba uno solo, que hay un
dos izquierda al punto.
El otro está en B2. B2 muy flip. Vale. B2 muy flip. El de B2 era creme. Muerto. Bueno, otro más de cara. El último.
Sumo yo. Ese que va, muerto.
Medio Ghosti muerto. Vale, chicos, otro más en el Ali. Hago chala la Ali. Están abriendo medio, creo. Estoy mirando la Ali.
Coche blanco.
The Heretics lead continues to be around 60 or 70. LA Thieves were starting to bring it back, but a good hold over towards P2. It's going to be pretty much a perfect hold. And the rotation is there as well for Lucky, who's just been absolutely indomitable on this map so far. Had slowed down, but finds a few more. The AR performance from the side of Heretics is really getting things going now. Looking to get another rotation underneath their bots. 200 points about to be broken. Lucky here, ready and waiting. The rest of the Thieves don't have managed to find a couple of gunfights through the middle of the map. Need to find this kill as quickly as they possibly can. They need to get him out. They need to get some time on the board.
Oh, that's perfect right though. I mean, that's the one they needed to get, right? It was a full 60 last time on this hill. LA Thieves break it as soon as the hill pops. Maybe not a clean break though, because obviously Heretics with mostly closer spawns, of course, Invasion, impossible to predict. One player ends up spawning out, but Lucky's going for spawn kills. Now the swarm is on the hill. It's going to be Kremp by himself, dealing with 2 more players. The front entrance, he ends a Semtex for a player to catch, but the trophy there to save your life. So you do get the break that Thieves needed. They don't really hold on for too much time, and even fighting for it now, it's only going to be for those final 20 seconds that even Vehicle might not want to give away. So maybe one final gunfight, or actually based on the way Vehicle's setting up, he's just playing for these guys when they push out. So they're trying to trap the map. You've seen the feed, Vehicle picks up 1. And on that rotation, a little bit of spiciness. And again, it's a coin flip. 2 players right there, now 3. Everybody is just spawning up at Palace. Kremp though, heads up. He knows you got to be fearful when you get the Palace spawn. Able to take 1 to the grave with them. This is a mapper, and then, yeah, that's insane, dude.
Wow. Oh, and Kremp's done so well with it. Spawn gods be damned are not Kremp. A little wry smile on his face as he finds a couple of huge kills. And can he get this on Eric Boom? Not quite. Hell's regeneration coming through. Knows he's probably dead to rights. Just going to try and slow them down if he can. But some good time on the board now for the side of Thieves. Thanks to Kremp, who just continues.
I did, yeah. Kremp, dude, he has the golden ticket. This is his, like, Willy Wonka factory. Just getting free kills off spawn. And for a team that you're only down by 40 points in this moment, this has been a wonderful P4 hill for you as the Palace spawns just continue to be ever present on this map. Again, unreadable, even at the professional level. But if there's any opportunity to get back in the game for LA Thieves, that is absolutely it. Now you're only down by 40. I say only, it's not easy, but you do have those spawns from new. A good hold here, you are right back in the game.
How do you say losing my mind in Spanish? LA Thieves. Managing to be handed a couple of opportune moments that may well get them back into this one. Kremp, though, is he going to be able to find a second here? Can't quite snap on to Vehicle in time. The spawn behind again, though. Nasty's going to be down the long street, and if you can hold on to it from Thieves here, you may well have them in the blender. Ghosty's going to have to try and stay alive. The spawn's towards the back. If he can continue to farm kills off here, things are looking good. 15 seconds or so away for the side of Thieves. Couple of kills now start to come through for the side of Heretics, though. Afro needs to go big. Can find 1. Heretics players all around him. They will find the break back. Nasty is there. Very contested hill so far. Eventually, Heretics starting to get some time on the board. 15 seconds to go on this hill, chance. Big moment.
Yeah, and you had Nasty fighting too. Eric Boom gonna drop him, but maybe toying with the idea of stripping away that scrap. But you are back to P1. Heretics can win it on this time. Technically, Thieves can as well, but on a P1 time, it is not likely. That is a hell of a start, though, for the Thieves to try to pin these players back. But this game might come down to a P2 rotation. That means spawn management, good luck with that, and just keep these kills flowing. LA down but not out, and the kills continue to fall into their lap.
Every single second that goes in makes it harder for Heretics to just stack their point and go for the scrap time themselves. The grenades coming through just about the right time. Afro needs to make these shots. Can only find 1 in that position. It was looking very good. Now Heretics are there and around the point. It's looking that way. Metals, he can find 2. Metals can't find the 3rd. Nasty shuts him down. Still only 5 seconds now, and Nasty, you just need to hold on tight, and hopefully the rest of the team can start to pick up the points. Kremp falls, and here come Heretics once again. It's a 3-man wipe. You need to do something. If you're Ghosty, it's not going to land. Map 5, here we go.
Vamos, they get it done on Invasion. Estoy perdiendo la mente, I think is what these guys are saying. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I gave it my best shot ton, but that is an insane Invasion. That is a map that continues to provide just... It'll throw you in a blender. Looking at the mini-map for that, like, hard point will absolutely throw you in a blender, but Heretics, they take full advantage of it towards the end. The reverse sweep is on the cards. And I know throughout stage 1, we had like 2 reverse sweeps over the entire course of the stage, but I think the theme almost of Major II qualifying stages have been reverse sweeps. We've had quite a few, and Heretics maybe adding 1 more to the pile. Lucky had an electric start, right? 15-2, goes on a 10 spree, lights it up in the damage category. The non-tradeds were absurd, but Vehicle also plays catch up, gets right back to his boy, and steps up towards the end when they needed him most. So those 2 players popping off for Miami, but looking at the game flow, again, a little bit of a back and forth battle, but when Miami got the lead, they simply never looked back.
Under point difference at one stage. Thieves did bring it back into contention. on a 25-point game in the end. Let's have a look at how things have broken down in this series. Thieves break the hardpoint loss spree in map number 1. Map number 2 looked nice and simple, a 6-2 comfortable search and destroy. But Heretics slowly clawing it back. The only attacking round of the control came in round number 5. And an evasion hardpoint back and forth, but Heretics comfortable all the way through. We are heading to a terminal search and destroy to end things here on the night and in this series. Can't believe we're here again. Chance 2 reverse sweeps in a row. Yeah, okay, we'll take it all day long. Let's see how this one's going to go, though. Thieves, can they break the duct, or can Heretics break their losing spree? We'll find out right after this.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store.
Map 5, here we go. LA Thieves taking on Miami Heretics. It has been a back and forth battle. Thieves come out the traps absolutely flying, but Heretics bringing this one back to force this game number 5. But the record is very different on either side of things here. Chance LA Thieves with their 1-0 record in game 5, but Heretics yet to find one.
Yes, everybody knows LA Thieves perfect when it comes to game 5s. No, really just one map, not too much to be gleaned, but this is a moment where you need all of the ice, and so far, Heretics in the game 5s, a little bit of a struggle point. And it cannot be understated how important this matchup is. Again, CDL points are not easy to come by. You have to get wins against the lower tier teams. So a loss here for either side. Again, the long-term implications when it comes to champs, making the top 8, it can be devastating, this type of game. Devastating on the front for LA Thieves to get reverse swept. Devastating for Miami if that slide continues. Terminal S&D though, fairly comparable stats. Heretics not exactly enjoying the first blood battle, but overall the record is perfectly fine. You know, it can be a defensive shootout on this map, and LA Thieves so on point with grabbing that bomb on spawn.
Let's see if Afro can be as fortunate with some of these first bloods as he was in the previous search and destroy. Very different prospect when it does come down to terminal though. Hands out. A little bit of a push over towards A, looking likely. Heretics set up very tight over towards both these two bomb sites. Of course, no trophies available, so you want to make sure you use your utility well. Yes, especially from the side of Thieves. Try and find a break here. Oh, Mel's going to go for the challenge. Afro says thank you very much. And there's the first blood once again. Make that 6-0 in map 5 opening duels for Afro.
Yeah, no, that's I don't know what kind of call out he just got if Eric Boom was getting tags from the mid hallway, but he just hit the go button on defense on terminal. Doesn't pan out. We'll see what kind of timing Lucky can get. At least gets guy off bomb and gets out. Doesn't get traded because he gets you the 2. It's a day 1 spot, but that's because it's effective. Lucky in the back right now, just playing with his food.
25 seconds remaining. They need to get rid of Lucky, who now has a little bit of help in vehicle as well. And it may well just be Lucky that wins them this round. Nasty now, not going to find anything. Lucky goes huge for Heretics. In round number 1 defense, that, I mean, Metals just looked like he wanted to throw away straight from the get-go. But here we go. Lucky checks the bomb carrier. Afro just at the wrong time. Can't pick it from that angle. It just sets it up wonderfully. And the third coming through from Lucky. Big run from him. Big map number 4 as well. Miami Heretics were slow to get into this series, but they are very much here now.
I say that's painful for LA Thieves too, right? That was a 2 versus 4. You just got handed a first blood, and you just don't really effectively check the back of the plane. I mean, it was literally yesterday where we saw Shotzi make that exact same play. So maybe just getting a little bit too far ahead of yourselves and not staying calm in the pressure moments. And LA Thieves, a decent bit of real estate on defense as well, right? A couple players pushed up towards Eskies. Afro might be stunned, but he's certainly not going to fall anytime soon. B does not look open at all. That plane, though, is absolutely nobody inside. The A site just being left. If Heretics ever want to take it, it's there for him.
The nade from Afro wouldn't have tickled over towards Berger, but Heretics do get out unscathed for the most part. Pushing over towards A, starting to come on through now. Kremp just maybe playing for information on the outside pool. Playing pool? What map are we on? Terminal, that's right, playing. Pressure coming in over towards the Berger side, but for the Miami Heretics, this is pretty free. They can find this push over towards it. Lots of bullets going into Eric Boom, but he will survive. Bomb carrier still not in there, though, and all of a sudden LA Thieves have had a moment to find themselves a position where they can defend the shots in towards the bomb. Kremp will find it. Stops that going down 20 seconds. Heretics need to move.
All right, Ton, honest to God, I have no idea if you're still here. I can't hear you, so just in case, I'm going to commentate it. 4v3 now after the wall bank comes through on the bomb, and speaking of wall banks, Kremp able to get number 2. And Kremp, man, shooting straight. 1 shot on that player just above him, but Afro can't get the trade because he's getting shot in the back, but all the damage being done for a 1 versus 3. Bomb still down, but Vehicle, it is all about sort of those cheeky spots right now in this moment, but bites off a bit more than he can chew. Teamwork on point there from LA Thieves, and Ton, can I hear you?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, that was very weird. Technology, what are you going to do? That's a great round. Great round there at LA Thieves. Got the bounce back they needed.
It worked out quite nicely because as I stopped talking, you started talking there. That was quite...
I was trying to get the timing right just in case you come back because you dropped out for me before. But yeah, that is almost as wild as this first kill from Kremp. Again, the wall bangs completely on point. This one may be a little bit easier than the last, but that is still some devastating work being thrown out by the young man. Not his rookie season, but still a little bit fresh to the CDL. Kremp rising to the occasion there in that round. Gotta keep that ball rolling. And again, 2 for 2 on the defensive side. I know these rounds have been spicy, but still taking care of business. And this might be the aggressive play call you're looking for. Smokes out on B, full steam ahead, and only 2 players here from Heretics in the obvious places as well. You just bully out the site. I gotta clutch up in the 4v3 with the bomb down, but for LA Thieves, this is looking sweet.
You've done it before. On these defensive rounds, you've clutched up, but this is a different story. Lucky now up top is going to be looking to try and find a single pick here, but Thieves not offering anything up. But well, if he jumps on top of that, then he can find something. But here we go. Is the trade going to be there? No, it's not. Kremp goes to get aggressive. 3 versus 2 in favor of Heretics. Ghosty, Nasty combining though. And Lucky now left in a 1 versus 2. 20 seconds to play with here, so still some sort of time. But Ghosty, is he surely going to get eyes on? No, he isn't. Shots in. 1 versus 1. 14 seconds goes for the child. Nasty says thank you very much. And LA Thieves just about get it done. Not a single one of these rounds chance have been clear-cut whatsoever. But Thieves get the better of them that time.
Yeah, no, that looked absolutely wild for the retake. Just because, like, the jump-up spot, if he had just seen that second player in the corner, I don't know if Nasty ends up getting that extra kill. And obviously, that's the player that wins the 1v1 towards the end. So a little bit of luck double-stacking that corner and not getting punished for it. But either way, it is an aggressive round that pays off. Again, the 4 hit out of sight. Obviously, you're going to have the man advantage if you want to be aggressive over in either direction. And funnily enough, at Heretics, maybe roaming back over towards the A side or playing for picks. The wall bangs not quite as effective on the flip side. Kremp does get back down, but with the nades rolling through, nobody making moves except for Afro, who's just claimed like prime position. I feel like Afro's in a spot that this is almost a guaranteed first blood. If you're Nasty, you don't even necessarily need to help him. If the pressure's ever towards A, Nasty can wrap back. Afro is just, again, prime position to get it, but can't quite get it done. Now forced to back down.
Yeah, but gets out without giving anything up, at least. The opportunity was there, wasn't able to take it. Keeps his life irrelevant of that. Still looking like an A push going to start coming on through. LA Thieves holding it down. You feel like a first defensive round would be a nice way to continue the search and destroy. Kremp's gonna have to give this one up. Ghosty finds the first kill. We'll take down Lucky. The nade through will slow Heretics down. Kremp has played around this, playing very, very well, but the shots in from the library side of things from Vehicle are quite exquisite. It backs him down. Thieves are here in numbers, but the bomb goes down. 3 versus 3. Next kill's gonna be huge.
It's all about the timing too. I think they might be waiting for Nasty maybe to get a little bit of intel as he's working through the hallway. There's the gunfight ringing out. Afro knows he can jump. There's the kill you're looking for. Shout out to the intel from Nasty. And now the other 2 players in sight in Afro. That snap and reaction time is absurd. It didn't even seem like he had time to shoot 5 bullets. Did he actually just snipe them?
I wonder if Eric was maybe a little bit weak from shots through the plane, potentially from Ghosty.
I would hope so.
I really hope so. Let's have a look at that one once again. So finds the first kill. So sees Eric when he sees the bottom of his boot. Flies through, finds that one. Eric, has he taken some shots? I mean, yeah, 100% he's killing him in a bullet.
Yeah, had to, right? Yeah, that's insane. Afro, by the way, it always cracks me up with the player cam. He saw that first player and started licking his lips as he figured out what the play was going to be. So, yeah, it turns it into a big 2. I know Afro absolutely popping off on map number 2 as well. So, his search and destroy has been fine today, exactly when his team needs it. 3-1 lead, and I mean, this is not as aggressive. The bomb's roaming over towards A. So the smoke is just a distraction, but you can see Heretics don't actually fall for the bait, and that smoke grenade doesn't help you. Actually, excuse me, the stun, yes, it does. Metal's getting forced to jump down to the bottom of the plane. Lucky gets traded out in the meantime. That's going to be bombed down from LA Thieves, then they lose the gunfight over towards B. Heretics might have bounced back on defense.
I've got no clue how Metals is alive. That stun goes out and checks him. There's 2 members of Thieves there, and neither one of them can finish it up. Bomb now in a really awkward spot. Metals watching it, shout out to the observers, keeping an eye on that one. Nasty He's trying to get a hold of that. But I think if Thieves are going to try and do anything here with 40 seconds remaining, is maybe try and find a pick to make this maybe an easier situation. I'd be very curious if Eric Boom and Metals even make a move here.
I mean, no, they absolutely should
Surely
not, right?
not.
Perfect
Yep.
position. You can see both the windows on either side. So Eric Boom and Metals, again, just calming to each other. No one needs to jump on anything. And really, the only person that can make a play maybe is Nasty to open it up, or Ghosty might find the timing. There's a free kill, but 15 seconds left on the clock, but you catch the other player down low, and now you know Vigo's position. But for a 1 versus 1, Ghosty, not enough time to go pick up the bomb and plant, has to go for the kill. And with 2 seconds left, I don't think he's going to get there in time, but how close he was. Hide and seek champion, but not enough time to work with there in that moment. A smile on his face, but a big round from Heretics. The sort of setup they had does get broken down, but it was just too good of an opening break. They put themselves in too good of a spot. And a lot of players from Miami, big kills in that round, Vico included. Just that extra gunfight he wins over on the B side of the map. Well, clearly paid off long term.
Strange round. The side of Heretics, they just start that one tight. Really good play coming in from Thieves to make that somewhat of a contest. But Metals and Eric is not really getting things going right now. And still, Heretics are finding themselves into this game. Challenge comes through from Eric, who should be able to finish this one off, and does. It's a bold shot. The Thieves can do nothing about. Afro is here to try and help out, but he's about to get shot. Stun's going to come on through. And there's no way that they don't push this. Metals, Eric, if Afro can get anything here, it will be a bonus. Doesn't find a thing. All of a sudden, it's starting to fall apart for the side of Thieves. Nasty is left all on his own over towards this B side. Bomb is surely going to go down at A. Should be a Heretics round.
And Nasty, the only hope here is, again, maybe some cheeky wall bangs, but aggression has to isolate these gunfights. But that is up to Miami to make these mistakes. Eric Boom, by the way, I know he doesn't have the high ground, but those boxes can be lethal. He absolutely delivers, and that is an aggressive bounce back round. I mean, you would like what, the smoke bang out B bomb site from LA Thieves a few rounds ago. That's how they got their offensive win. Miami Heretics forced to respond. You got to get an offensive win of their own. Well, there you go. Eric Boom soaring for the first blood, and obviously seals the deal with the final one as well. But it's not just those entry kills. Really just the kill on Afro. Probably the one that sets you apart. Great stun usage, great coordination on the teamwork there from Miami. So got the fight in them for the game 5, all tied up 3-3.
Eric and Metals get themselves on the board there as well. Good for the confidence. Heretics tying it up, the grenade through library, not finding anything yet. Slow and steady. Now for Thieves. They're going to try and find a pick, maybe anticipating some aggression. That hasn't come to fruition though, and all of a sudden Heretics have a lot of map control. It's going to be the A push where they only have one member. Mel's going to have to hold it down. Some shots into Afro. Eric Boom's going to have to back on down here. Dangerous spot. Shimmies away from corridor. Still yet to find any kills on either side of things, but LA Thieves posturing towards A.
Yeah, you see Eric Boom with the step-by-step retreat, just baiting out some nades and tacks. So LA Thieves a little bit less utility to work through for the break. Afro, we've seen it, doesn't need utility. That man is all gunny. He does get traded out for the first blood, but that plane is open. That bomb has made its way over towards the site. You've seen Lucky in the first round, right? Has that cheeky play from the back of plane, so they're not planting just yet. With 30 seconds left on the clock, they got to make this move soon.
Bomb going down. Lucky can't quite get the angle. Nothing poking out from Ghosty. So bomb down. Pressure now invited for Heretics to come on in. LA Thieves, can you hold this down? It'll be a huge attacking round. Heretics now getting themselves into position to try and find the break. Any utility on hand would be welcome. Lucky just come through straight through the front door and dealt with immediate vehicle towards the back plane, and that is a very quick hold from Thieves. They line him up, they bat him down. LA Thieves back into the lead.
And how quickly they get that offensive round right back and turn that pressure up. Really just great work from Afro. Again, just the first blood to get into the plane to begin with. I know he instantly gets traded out, but as soon as Ghosty makes his way onto that bomb site with the bomb, things look a little bit better from LA. And again, no overcommitment, not in a rush to go for the plant. They wait till the timing's right. They wait for everybody to get in position. And as you called on, just like that sort of perfect plant spot from Ghosty. Wallbang's coming through, can't quite spot him. So we talked about Afro. Well, how about Ghosty? 9 kills already. Maybe on the flip side for Miami, bang out over towards B, but Afro, as S&D has been on point, does some extra damage. It is gunfight on gunfight, and Nasty gives you the highlight reel.
Oh my word, Nasty. I think he finds the third there, but Afro with another first blood sets Thieves up. The hit comes through, 2 kills from Nasty. And he'll finish off Lucky with the last bullet of the Renetti as well. 3 kills just like that from Nasty. 9 and 3 from him. LA Thieves now getting themselves a gap. My word, that round lasted 7.5 seconds from the first bullet to the last. That one ends so quickly. Shout out production for the quick bit of info. That one ends fast, and all of a sudden, Thieves are 1 round away from stopping this reverse sweep from happening.
They've been on point on offense as well, so make no mistake. They could end it right here, right now, kill that reverse sweep momentum, and feel good about those extra CDL points. And it is a pretty similar setup, right? Coming in on the side of Miami Heretics, Eric Boom, playing that sort of step ladder setup over by the bathrooms. Normal stun checks, everything else standard right now on this A approach. But this time it's Metals not Lucky in the back of the plane. Has the pressure on, cannot deliver, doesn't give you a kill. And Lucky playing from the new spot, well, he executes, gets that first kill. You do have a 3 versus 3, plenty of time left on the round, and Ghosty back into his home.
I'm going down. Lucky not in a position to stop it from happening. And again, last time around this didn't work out well, but Lucky with the beamer onto Kremp. 3 versus 2, you've got the numbers. Do Heretics just take their time here? They know at least one of them was in towards plane, but Ghosty, he's found himself out, and has he found himself a free kill on Eric Boom? Not quite, the trade comes through. Heretics with a wonderful retake, but Afro now left in a 1 versus 3. The kill from behind. Heretics perfect retake. Couldn't be any more different to the previous. 5-4. Still game on. And Heretics over towards the attacking side. Still Thieves game to lose. But brilliant retake from Heretics.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a 4-leaf clover or rabbit's foot or what he had, but Lucky in that moment, just great reads. Not just the first gunfight he gets on the player inside the terminal, but he's going for the same jump up spot. It is a dangerous thing to do if your teammates haven't cleared the map for you. You see where that next gunfight might happen. A player in library can just shoot you in the back for free. He reads it, guns that player down, survives with 1 HP, and ends up getting 3 in the same round. Lucky right now for MVP in this game 5, but still a few more rounds Miami need to go. He gets the intel. Afro moved up to the default spot, so you know it's roughly standard stuff coming through. Ghosty, an interesting angle too. Could have been a nice gunfight battle to the players in Library, but can't find the pit. Ghosty gonna reposition. And once again, LA, they've left the plane open. They still have the crosses covered. Kremp can see if they go down low or cross on the top side of the plane. So you'll have the information. But if Miami hit this site, it's almost going to be for free. And LA Thieves are going to be playing for the retake.
Eric Boom just looking for a little bit of aim assist help. Pushing towards A. Needs to be good here from Heretics. Shot's going to go through this small little gap. Eric Boom, 63 HP. Relatively healthy still. Lucky takes a couple of bullets as well. Ghosty's just going to have a peek over the top. Going to take a couple of bullets himself as well. Vehicle's going to go for the lineup. Ghosty will quite happily take this gunfight. Metals finds first blood though. But here comes Afro into the plane. There's one. Dips out. 23 seconds now. Bomb going down pretty much immediately from Heretics. Heads up play coming in. 3v3 retake needed here from Thieves. Afro has this gunfight in his hands and finds it. Lucky will fall. Heretics need to hold this down. Do they know the position of Vehicle though? Is he going to catch some good timing? Eric Boom all on his own. Vehicle, he didn't see him. Nasty doesn't spot him out. This should be a free kill coming in from Vehicle. And now do you know where the rest of Thieves are? Is round 11 beckoning? Afro pushing through. Eric Boom finds one. Ghosty with another. Now left in the 1 versus 1. Vehicle chasing down. Ghosty's not going to find him. He has to go for the defuse. It's not going to happen. Vehicle with the gunny. And there we go. What a crazy, crazy round. It's Vehicle to find a minimum of 3 in that round to send us to a round 11.
All right, I mean, here we go. Ain't no time to waste. Cheeky Vehicle, he sends us to the round 11, but this is the stakes, man. I'm telling you, the CDL points in a game like this, these are the matches you need to win. You got to beat the teams that are lower in the standings if you want to try to crack that top 8. It all comes down to one final round. It is Heretics back on the attack. And a little 2-2 split as well. So no aggression off the rip. They're playing it safe, playing for picks. Fades and stuns, trophies, everything for the moment getting baited out. Waiting for the first blood maybe to come through. Lucky in a dicey spot, but forced to back down. It's been the plane almost every time. Heretics moving right back.
Is it passive or is it tentative? Are they a little bit nervous about the situation? They know themselves how big of a game this is. And it boils down to one round of search and destroy. Ghosty playing this one very, very safely. Will just pop up when he feels like the time is right. Push is coming through. Do they know that Ghosty is here? Pops up at the right moment. Finds the shots on Terry with the second as well. The third doesn't come his way. Lucky is there to find the kill. 3v2 in favor of Thieves. Lucky and Vico still with a lot of work to do here. Vico finds a kill on the nasty. Over towards the B side. And Lucky now with the bomb is going to start heading over towards B. They've got eyes onto Afro. What's the play going to be? Vico in this position is just throwing a cat amongst the proverbial pigeons. Bomb's going down at A. Vico's going to get picked apart here, though. Afro will find it, but the bomb is down. Lucky now with the nades in his hand. Little bit of information. Krem towards the back. Has he spotted him? He hasn't yet, but the shot's going to come in from Lucky, and Krem guns him. LA Thieves find it in round 11. The defuse will come through. The reverse sweep will not happen. And LA Thieves will close this one out 3-2. A massive win for the Thieves side.
10 CDL points, ton on the board. LA Thieves get it done, and the stress, big sigh of relief, it goes away. LA Thieves, they can sleep peacefully tonight. They showed up and did their job. By God, ton, they got a hard point win, and if they can win hard points, they can do anything. Game 5 secure.